Testing audio, testing audio. Let's see, let's see. For all of you joining the stream, let me know if you can hear me and see me. Testing all platforms. Testing audio, testing audio. Okay, just waiting for one more platform to activate. Looks like I'm on. Okay, let's set everything up while people join the stream. See me? See, am I centered? Let's see. There is an apparition here. Okay, testing audio. Y'all let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. Okay, this needs a little bit of fixing. Hello, Kuchunga. Welcome, welcome. Okay. There's some lag on my screen, so you guys give me a second. Looks like I'm centered. All right. Okay. Hello, Maze. Hello, Kuchunga. So happy to have you all. Let me triple check that all my chats are visible, and then we will get the stream started. I'm trying to fix the lag. Let's see. Okay. I'm refreshing. Who else is here? Hi, welcome. Thank you, thanks. Thank you, darling. Viviana, I just saw that. Riri's house was just hit by gunfire. So scary. I literally just pulled up the article, actually. Let me see if it's visible. I think I minimized it. Let me see. It should be visible. There we go. Yeah, I had this pulled up because I literally just heard it as I went live, Viviana. And I can't believe it because I did 2 readings on Riri, and it seems like she may be pregnant with her 4th baby. So even more reason to be terrified if indeed this happened. She was experiencing an attack or gunfire at her residence, at her home, the place where she's supposed to feel safe. That is so scary. Prayers for Riri, Rocky, and all of her beautiful kids. I hope that it is just someone crazy and not a conspiracy, because some people are already speculating that this may be some sort of industry conspiracy situation. One of the readings that I did on Rihanna was about if she will get back to doing music. And there are some rumblings that maybe there is some resentment or bitterness by those that own Rihanna's music or that were involved with Rihanna's rise to fame and management, like the rapper JayZ. And allegedly, or spectators believe that there may be some encouragement or desire to encourage Rihanna to get back to music. And sometimes if you play nice and you still don't get your way, then maybe you think fear will get more results than being nice. So let's hope there's no truth to that, but definitely prayers up for Riri, and we will keep an eye on what happens with that story as it develops. But all right, let's get this show started. Wait, Viviana said that's so scary. She has three kids. The oldest is only three. The youngest is 5 months old. Unbelievable, right? She just had baby Rocky, that's the daughter, just a few months ago. And it's extremely scary. You said, I agree. She posted on Instagram video in the studio, and now this is suspicious. Ah, I didn't know that she's back in the stew. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely some. Allegedly, this is just a tarot reader giving her opinion. No facts, no truth, just tarot and vibes. But there is definitely something that Rihanna seems like she was trying to protect herself from in the industry by shifting her priority into the Fenty Beauty to let that be her main source of income, and her other business ventures to kind of step away from the music. But that industry, the entertainment and music industry, may still be haunting her via the people that expected to benefit more from her success over all of these years. She's taken a major hiatus to expand her family. And if there's any truth to the rumors that JayZ may be experiencing a downfall soon, all alleged, of course, he may be eager to recoup or to collect more resources from someone that was once his top artist under his Rockefeller Rock Nation. I don't know the name of his label because it's something else now. But we all know that Rihanna came in under JayZ in terms of being signed by him and his business things. And if things are getting spicy for him and Queen Bee, then maybe he's trying to make sure that he gets his coin from everywhere he can before they poof and be gone. As Beyonce said in one of her awesome songs. All right, let's get this stream started. Welcome to my sparkly corner of the internet. I'm Shine, and this is Divine Shine Tarot with another celebrity reading live stream. How is everyone doing? I hope that most of you are resting. If you have to start a new week of work tomorrow, since it is Sunday night. And for those of you that are here with me, love seeing ya. Happy to have ya. Thanks for joining. We are going to do some quick readings tonight. I'm jumping in on this live for a quick reading on Michael B. Jordan and Damson Idris, as well as Kimora Lee Simmons. And maybe I'll pull a few cards for any of you on the stream that may have some additional celebrity questions. For those of you that will watch the replay on YouTube, timestamps will be down in the description to jump ahead. Just give me a couple business days to set that up. And if you enjoy anything about my content, my passion is actually helping real people like yourself, not just checking in on celebrities, although we do love the tea. So consider booking a reading or sending a donation, where you can also attach a request or suggestion for a pop culture reading you'd like to see me do. But the best support is free. So hit that like button and subscribe so that I can continue sharing these celebrity and horoscope readings with you. Okay, now let's get started with the readings. Remember, on lives, I try to just do brief readings, not deep dives, since we cover so many different celebrity readings at once. I will give background before each reading while I shuffle, for me to connect with the energy of each person and also to give you context. Remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. Okay, who are we starting with? Let's get started with Michael B. Jordan. So congrats are in order for actor Michael B. Jordan on winning his SAG Award last week. He won for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role for his dual role in the film Sinners. This is, I believe, his first SAG Award. And he is 30, I want to say 39 now. He is an Aquarius. Let's see. Yes, he is 39. His birthday is, There we go. He is 39. His birthday was February 9th, so he won his award right after Aquarius season. Originally from California, raised in Jersey. So this film, Sinners, which has gotten a lot of interest and excitement last year, as well as throughout this year's award season, it was a horror film that was a predominantly Black project directed by Ryan Coogler, which Michael B. Jordan has starred in a lot of Ryan's projects. So it is great to see them finally getting their flowers, Michael B. Jordan specifically, but also Ryan and the production, since there was a lot of traction with the Sinners movie last year. But a week before his big win, we saw Michael B. Jordan embroiled in a highly controversial and outrageous event at the BAFTA Awards. Let me see if there's any quick pictures here that I could just open up. No, I think these are just general pics. Let's just open something up. Looks pissed here, as he should. So for the topic, this is appropriate. Actually, I like this picture. Let's keep that up. There we go. The week before his big win, we saw Michael B. Jordan embroiled in a highly controversial and outrageous event at the BAFTA Awards in UK in what seemed like a deliberate act of publicized racism by the BAFTAs and the broadcaster BBC. It was perceived that those in charge of producing and publicizing that event intended to humiliate and disgrace MBJ and his Sinners castmate Delroy Lindo when an attendee with Tourette's syndrome shouted racial slurs from the audience while they were on stage. The public interpreted the decision to edit out some parts of the show while leaving that disrespectful part in to be done with the intention to be harmful and diminish the favorable recognition, success, and grace that Michael B. Jordan and the predominantly Black film Sinners movie had generated in this award season. No apologies were given by any of the parties involved. Only excuses. But they're not stopping nothing, because Michael B. Jordan went on to win the SAG Awards a week later, and now MBJ is the favorite to go on and win the Oscars next weekend. If you saw my Timothée Chalamet career reading, the cards indicated Tim would likely not win the Oscars despite his aggressive effort to promote his film and surprising many by snagging the Golden Globe. So let's see what the cards have to say about MBJ winning over Timothy and the other actors nominated in the category, which I believe Leonardo DiCaprio is also nominated. I haven't seen any of the movies, so if you have, let me know in the comments who you think gave the best performance. I also did Oscar readings for Ariana Grande and Tiana Taylor, by the way, if you want to check those out. So let's see what the cards have to say. I'll actually take a quick bridge shuffle here. Spirit. Will Michael B. Jordan win an Oscar next week? Let's see what the cards are saying. That popped out. Ooh, the King of Swords. Hold on, let me make sure everything's visible. And it's not. Hold on. Let's see. Hi, Roger. Hi, Cherie. I wasn't able to see my chat when I was doing the intro. Hello, ASAP Forever. Thank you, darling. Trying to always give a little something glamorous for my people, para mi gente. Always shining glamorous over here. Sherry, he was nominated. Oh, MBJ didn't win a Golden Globes award. Right, because Timothy won it, to the surprise of many. Have you seen the Timothée Chalamet movie? Let me make sure I'm caught up with all the chats. Hello, Cecilette, for you. Okay. Okay, yes, thank you all. Thank you for the compliment. So let's restart this. Let's restart this Michael B. Jordan reading. So the first card we have here is the King of Swords. This is someone who is an air sign, just like Michael B. Jordan is. He is an Aquarius. So this is him being in his king energy. He is in his power. This is about someone who's very articulate, disciplined, truthful, and honest. This seems like a strong yes card. It seems like right away the cards are screaming that Michael B. Jordan most likely will be stepping into his power after many years of giving great performances in this entertainment and movie industry, the film industry. He will take his rightful seat in the throne if we were to take this picture visually. And also, this could indicate something about an authority that wants to set the record straight, someone that wants to be truthful, full of integrity, especially in light of what MBJ and his castmates experienced at the BAFTAs, which I mentioned in my intro. Ooh, temperance in reverse, indicating a lack of balance and some impatience. So this may be something that Michael B. Jordan really wants for himself. This may be saying that he feels like if he were to ever get this award, it's a now or never. I never want to say never because he could still have many projects before him. I think in the intro information, it did indicate that he has a few other things lined up for next year. But it seems like he indeed feels like this is his moment. And this energy of being impatient seems like he feels, especially after what has happened during this award season, this is his moment. He wants to get his flowers, and it's a performance that he feels is worthy of that kind of recognition. That's right, MBJ. Claim it. Ooh. 3 of Cups in reverse. So there may be an audience of people that don't necessarily want MBJ to win it. Hold on, let me just fix my light. Hold up. Be right back, darlings. Literally just a few seconds. I just have to fix this light that's in front of me. Do you like my holding music? All right, I'm right back. Okay, Roger said, I think Timothy is lessening his chances after that comment he recently said about not wanting to see ballet or theater. Right. A lot of people are criticizing him for that, especially since being a New Yorker was such a big part of Timothy's identity. It really was a bad look since New York City is a very cultured place. The ballet, the opera, Broadway, live acting is a big part of the entertainment business in New York City. So for him to kind of look down on that like somewhat of a snob, I believe the context in which he said it was to try to be humorous, but it was not well received. It was not as he thought it would come off. So yeah, he's definitely getting beat for that. Not beat, but like I personally feel like after what happened at the BAFTAs, there's more energy behind people wanting to see Michael B. Jordan win. And then on top of that, with the Timothy situation, there's more reason for people to want to see Michael B. Jordan over Timothy. So this next card, as I was saying, the 3 of Cups, indicates that there may be people that actually don't want him to win. It could be his peers, competitors. It could also mean that there's some sort of distraction, like a social distraction effort. So they might give it to him because they want to redirect the energy or the attention from something onto this instead, turning a negative into a positive, which we've been speaking about it throughout this whole reading in the intro. Maybe because of how wrong they moved in the BAFTA, they want to make it right. We saw some indication of that in the earlier cards as well. They want to make it right with this next award, which the SAG award was a great start. So this next card, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, indicates that there may be difficulty with someone managing it all. There may have been too many priorities that someone took on. So this indicates someone that's very busy, maybe having a hard time staying organized, maybe having a hard time prioritizing and delegating. So I wonder if this is saying that MBJ has taken on a lot of projects that he feels like if I don't get the Oscar on this one, hopefully in one of the next ones. I'm getting the sense that MBJ is being very intentional about pursuing not just specifically the Oscar, but trying to get what's his after all these years that he's been in the film business. He wants to be recognized, and there's nothing wrong with that. So this Two of Pentacles indicates that he really is being taking on a lot to try to get a big W. But also this could indicate, since it comes after the Three of Cups in reverse, this idea of disorganization and people not being on board. Let's get more cards out, because there's something there about maybe things not going as someone expected. Let's see. Cherie Red said when he won the SAG Awards, his competition were so happy for him, but not so much Timothy. What's that? You know, a lot of people said that, but when I saw a little clip of Timothy's face, it didn't seem like he was mad, but maybe because I'm not familiar with his expressions, you know. I personally thought that he was just like fine about it. I think the Oscar means a lot more to Tim than the SAG. And that's where we'll be paying attention to his body language for sure. Hi, Harvey. Welcome. Thank you all for joining me. Let me make sure I'm still visible on all of the platforms. Yes, I am. Oh, lots of reversals after this first King of Swords. Maybe, hold on. Yeah, lots of reversals. Okay. So then we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, indicating bad decisions. There's an illusion of many options and opportunities, but in fact, there may be bad opportunities presenting themselves. So this could be that someone makes a bad choice. A bad choice in relation to giving MBJ the award? Hard to believe, since there is a body of work that supports the idea of him being awarded and recognized. I haven't seen the Sinners movie, but a lot of people said that he played two characters in the film, and that was so convincing that that is one of the many reasons that people feel that he should win. Bad choices, disorganization, and a group of people that are against him being awarded for this. Interesting. So it definitely feels like there's some industry politics, some behind the scenes conflict about them suddenly giving it to him because they're trying to rectify something. But let's get a few more cards out. Ooh, Knight of Swords. And I believe this is an Aquarius card, a Capricorn Aquarius card. So Knight of Swords reverse indicates that someone is once again disorganized. This is someone that could be impulsive, unpredictable, maybe even violent. But I would more so take this to indicate that the unexpected will happen. And something about someone from the past coming back with this energy, trying to be all about that action. Usually when someone's coming from the past, it's like, it's not the best news. Does this mean that Leonardo might win? Yikes. Because all of these negative cards started to indicate that we're going to see the unexpected somehow. There's something unpredictable that may happen. Some impulse choice, and a bad decision at that. So maybe Michael B. Jordan deserves to win. That may be the intention at this time. But there might be a last minute switcheroo next week when they're actually on the stage, right? Because they print the final, the winner, and they give the envelopes and they have the presenters say it when they're there. Maybe they'll switch an envelope. Oh no. Let's see what happens. Yet another reversal. My goodness. This is the Knight of Cups in reverse, indicating someone very manipulative, that someone cannot trust the results. There is deception, dishonesty. There is even insecurity and jealousy. Is anyone that's nominated a water sign? Because this is a Scorpio card. We saw 4 cards really, because the Temperance card also has some cups. Lots of water all of a sudden in the cards. I wonder what that's about. I mean, water also means fluidity, and that could kind of also visualize this idea of things being unpredictable. Nothing is fixed. This is something that's still kind of in the air, even if Michael B. Jordan deserves it. there is still some conflict in the energy and in the industry that may be trying to redirect that award elsewhere in order to do a distraction. Let's see what else the cards are saying. No! Seven of Swords. Someone's gonna steal the win. This is about theft, cheating, deception. The Seven of Swords upright indicates that Michael B. Jordan might not win after all. Oh no! Has Leonardo DiCaprio won before? Oh my goodness. Cherie Red just said Leonardo is a Scorpio. Really? Is Leonardo gonna steal the win? Oh no! I want MBJ to win. Many of my followers have commented on my Timothy Chalamet reading saying that they think MBJ is gonna win as well. And he deserves it, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Oh no, let's see, heavy burden. Someone's isolated. Damn it, man. Yikes. Yeah, I won't take these kings because, wow, but the business with this Emperor card, they're gonna do what they think is best for business. Cherie, has Leonardo won before? Because maybe that's why they're gonna do this whole pivot, because that way they're not being, what do you call it? They won't upset, I mean, they're gonna upset a lot of people, right? Because we know that Timothy really wants it. Michael B. Jordan really wants it and deserves it. And Leonardo, he has so much history in the entertainment industry. I think they gave him like an honorary award many years ago, but I don't know if Leonardo ever actually got like a proper Oscar. Has he? Oh, yes, he has. Yes, he has. Does he need another one? I don't even know what he was in, but I'm not really a film viewing kind of person. Should I keep these kings in? Yeah, well, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse, indicating heavy burdens. Someone wants to offload all of this responsibility. So if indeed there's a last minute switcheroo where they intended to give it to Michael B. Jordan, but last minute they give it to Leonardo, no one wants to be held accountable. The finger's going to be pointed elsewhere, at least in the industry portion, the behind the scenes, the whispers are going to be like, well, that's just what the votes said when they came in or something. So no one's going to take responsibility for making that call. But as I was trying to say earlier, I think the reason they might do it is because instead of giving it to the two guys that are nominated that have been in recent controversies, which would be Timothy and Michael B. Jordan, they probably just want to distract from the whole situation with those nominees and just give it to Leonardo. But damn, that's still going to be unsatisfactory for the fans and the lovers of film. Then we have these two kings. King of Cups, King of Wands. There's a lot of passion, fiery energy, a creative visionary, someone very powerful. Then we also have someone that is a great leader, very compassionate, diplomatic. They're trying to do what's fair and what they think is going to help the industry kind of. There's a version of justice that they're trying to accomplish with this if they indeed do give it to Leonardo. And the powers that be are the ones calling the shots. They're not really taking the true winner from the votes. They're just going to go with what they think will be the best outcome for the industry. So that's unfair. Oh man, we're unhappy to see this lack of balance is also kind of a version of the scales of justice. And so it seems like there may be some injustice. I wish the King of Swords were the card that really comes to life in the end. So I guess we'll see what happens next weekend at the Oscars. Hopefully They will find a way to satisfy the industry and business motives while giving it to MBJ. I mean, I agree. If not now, when? Let's see. Cherie said Leonardo does not deserve it. So they are giving Oscar Who Dates 20. Oh, right. Yeah, they protect their own. Yikes. He's always right. Leonardo's always dating a 20-something. That's usually a sign of a guy that has arrested development and is trying to relive a certain era of their life where they experienced trauma. Allegedly, this is just the opinion and observations of a tarot reader that also has a keen eye for narcissists, patterns of narcissists. So he said himself. Wow. Cherie Red said he said, which is Leonardo DiCaprio. He said he's not fully grown up. Yikes. Admitting to it is, I guess, the first part of recovering, of trying to better yourself. Said he's not fully grown up. Yeah, that is a sign. Usually that's a sign of trauma. Leonardo DiCaprio may have experienced something in his youth that is causing him to crave the youthful energy of others and recreate or fill a void of something from that time in his life that he wishes was different. He wished he had that freedom at that time in his life. I think in his 20s, that's when Leonardo was doing Titanic and those huge, amazing films, which I think that's where Leonardo DiCaprio got robbed, was for the Titanic film. Maze Ramsey said, it's really disappointing if he does win as a black actress and fire filmmaker. What is? He's a child actor. Cherie Red. Yeah, he is a child actor. When is Black Hollywood going to get their dues? Exactly. That is why there are so many people championing championing this win for Michael B. Jordan, because it's not only a win for him, but it's also representative of a win for the black actors, Black Hollywood, as they call it. Okay, let's switch off into another juicy reading and related to Michael B. Jordan, because this guy is dating his ex. So this is Damson Idris, and Damson is, he is 34 years old. He's a Virgo. Damson is currently dating Lori Harvey, and I think it's Fashion Week in Paris. So there's a lot of people. Look at Lori. Ooh, look at the legs. Ah! Lori's looking fabulous, sexy, just all kinds of a woman. Look at Damson. So there goes Lori, giving legs, giving body, giving walk, strutting into the peninsula in Paris. And they were seen, Lori and Damson were seen, here we go. They were seen what some people consider making a staged argument / kiss situation, but it's really hot. It's a good kiss. Let me see. Oh, no, wait, you see there's like a lot of push and pull. So some fans or the internet streets have been speculating that Damson and Lori put on for the cameras here because they're trying to compete with all of the attention that award-winning Michael B. Jordan has been getting. Whoa, they really turned it up there in the window of Les Avenues Paris. So some people feel that they were trying to show the public that they are still going strong, or that they have this hot, passionate love connection, keeping Damson Idris's name in the conversations of top actors, which would include Michael B. Jordan, who Lori Harvey was with previously. So let's see what the cards say about Damson Idris, whose full name is Adamson Alade Idris. He does have Nigerian roots, British Nigerian, 34-year-old. He's known from this FX show called Snowfall. Never seen it, but I know many of you in the chat have, because some of you have seen my reading on Damson and Lori. I did a reading on their relationship, which indicated they are attracted to each other, but it won't last long term, if I remember correctly. You guys go and check that out. But there's a lot of talk that Damson may be up for the Black Panther role. And if that's true, he would be working with Michael B. Jordan. Messy. messy all around. But I also do think that he would be a great Black Panther. He seems like he would be great for the role. So let's see what the cards have to say about Lori Harvey's current boo being the Black Panther, which is the movie that Michael B. Jordan is also known for being in, and part of his legacy, part of his success. Sorry, I'm just trying to buy time while I figure out how to take this off my screen. There we go. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say about Lori Harvey's current boo, Damson Idris, if he will get the role of Black Panther, which would lead him to work with Lori Harvey's ex, Michael B. Jordan. Let's see what the cards have to say. Let me actually shuffle this again. Oh, really? Cherie Red is saying that Michael B. Jordan started working in the industry at 11 years old, that he is also a child actor similar to Leonardo DiCaprio. Fun facts. Hold on, let me make sure my sleeves are visible. Do you guys like my bows? Let's see. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say about... Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Let's see what the cards have to say about, will Damson Idris be the next Black Panther? So the first card that popped out is this Four of Pentacles, indicating someone that's very conservative, holding on to their coins. This could indicate someone that's either trying to save financially, so they're thinking about budgets, and will this be a lucrative decision for the film? Will making this casting decision of putting Damson Idris in this role allow for this blockbuster film to continue gaining all of that money? Or this could also indicate literal conservatism, as in there may be a desire to not want to change the current dynamic of the cast. Someone might be stingy. It's mine, not for you, only for me. Ooh, I wonder who that could be. Okay, the Hermit card in reverse, this is actually a Virgo card. Damson Idris is a Virgo. So this indicates that someone is maybe feeling isolated, maybe feeling alone in some decision, or they're on an island on their own. This could mean that someone is feeling restless and eager to connect with the network again, or I would interpret this to mean that maybe Damson Idris is not as chummy with, what's the director's name again? Coogler. Not as chummy with Coogler as MBJ may be, because naturally, since they're on this award show run together for the Sinners film and they've worked on so many projects together, they may be closer. So what I'm getting from this is there may be a little favoritism because Ryan and MBJ are closer and have more history. There may be a desire to prioritize that relationship that's both personal and professional. And so that may single out Damson, like, you're not really in our inner circle, perhaps. But let's see what the following cards say. Page of Wands. Wait a minute. Page of Wands. So there is interest and excitement in embarking on some new passion, new film, new role, some new creative idea or project. I wonder if maybe this could be saying, if he's not the Black Panther, they may still consider giving him something else in that Marvel world. Or maybe there's a new character, a side character that they may consider him for. Interesting. This Page of Wands is kind of turning around some of that energy. Maybe even Damson is looking at some other opportunity that might conflict with the schedule of shooting the next Black Panther movie, whenever that is. Wait a minute. Victory with this Six of Wands. there is some win, there is some triumph. Wow, this is public recognition in a favorable way. Someone will be getting some award, some accolade, some accomplishment after this Page of Wands, especially. So, what has Damson recently worked on? I think they said the F1 thing. I'm assuming that's like a racing film or show. So, maybe this could be saying that the success that he gets from that may have something to do with the decision for Damson to be in the Black Panther or the Marvel world. Let's get a few more cards out. Wow, expansion and growth. So while they may not be close enough to make that decision yet or now, it may eventually come because there's an idea of, there's a desire for expansion. As I said before, they might write in an additional character, a different character, or there may be a spin-off of the Black Panther where Damson would perhaps fit into that world. This idea of growth, expansion, scaling up, and international business is giving me the idea that even if it's not specifically that Black Panther role, the same one that Chad Boswick, the late great actor, may he rest in peace, the role that he actually originally did in that world, there may still be something else that they're considering him for that's very adjacent to that. Interesting. Let's get a few more cards out. Judgment card in reverse. So this could be saying that while you may have been close, or when I say you, I should say Damson may have been close to being chosen to some opportunity, leveling up in some way. There's something in his way. He may be getting in his own way, or there may be some politics that are keeping him from this calling, this purpose. This this angel with the flute indicates that you're meant for a certain role, a certain stage in your life. This is entering another life cycle, elevating after you've gone through certain experiences and you've shed that previous version of yourself, like an ego death, and then you're stepping into a newer and better version of yourself. But this indicates some blockage to that. And I wonder what that could be, because coming after the Three of Wands of this growth, especially international expansion, this may, as I was saying earlier, point to some sort of politics or some personal relationship that may create a bit of limits to where they can actually place him. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Whoa, a work-life imbalance. This could indicate someone that's very nagging, someone that's suffocating, kind of very, maybe even possessive of a certain opportunity. When we see the Queen of Wands upright, the Queen of Pentacles upright, she's holding on to this coin. She's really nurturing it, trying to make sure that she gets the most value out of this thing of this possession or this. Oh, hold on one second. Let me hydrate. When we see the Queen of Pentacles, this is visualizing someone that's really taking care of their finances and prioritizing the stability, security, and growth of their literal material assets, but as well as whatever keeps this grounding or whatever keeps this foundation of someone feeling grounded. So in reverse, there are threats to that. This is a work-life imbalance. This is someone that may be suffocating the assets that are involved in this. So we saw this Four of Pentacles card at the beginning, and it's kind of given the same energy. Someone wants to hold on to their opportunities, hold on to the money, hold on to this relationship that they're prioritizing over the business, or hold on to the current structure of the what are they called? Black Panther world, the Marvel Black Panther world. So there's a resistance here and some sort of imbalance in priorities. Yes, the Marvel universe. Thank you, Cherie. Ooh. So it may not happen now, but this Three of Swords in reverse indicates healing and recovery. So it may happen later. They may try someone else out in that role first. And then down the line, they may decide, you know what? Let's just give it a shot with Damson. This healing and recovery is giving me the energy that the relationship has the potential in terms of the business relationship between Damson Idris and the people involved in making the decision to have him in the Black Panther. That relationship may indeed grow closer over time after they see that whatever they were trying to hold on to, it may not work as well anymore. It may be a situation where they need to try and fail to decide to go in a different direction. But this could also mean healing from whatever history Michael B. Jordan has with Lori Harvey. That idea of not wanting to get messy by working with her current flame while he's her ex, they may be able to put that all aside and say, hey, let's just focus on the business. You're a good actor. I'm a great actor. Let's do what's best for the fans, for the film. And they may be able to piece it up and indeed do the film together. So we got a lot of mixed messages in this reading. I'll take one more peek at the cards to come. Oh, yes, indeed. They think they'll make a lot of money with that decision. Look at all those pentacles. Yeah, money is a big concern here. Wow. Let me take all of these cards. Oh, there's a lot of comments. Hold on. Damson Idris has started Black Panther, rumor of getting the role, but not a lot of people want this. He's crossing his arms. That's not allowed in the Marvel. It's supposed to be top secret. Oh. MBJ, Cherie said MBJ could be the Golden Panther, but they have undead Killmonger character. Okay, you see, there's other characters. Are you saying that Michael B. Jordan's character was dead? You said undead Killmonger. I did see both, but I forgot because it's been years, right, since they released them. Oh, really? So his character's dead, so they would have to bring him back. So maybe it's not even that conflictive. So maybe they're trying to make the decision, do we bring back Michael B. Jordan's character or do we drop off that storyline, start something fresh with Damson and let him either take over the Black Panther story or be the side character that some of you are familiar with in the, let's see, Maze Ramsey. You ask the intentions behind that kiss. Yeah, I can pull some cards for that after. But just to finish this reading on will Damson Idris be the next Black Panther? Because I did look at the, oh wow, I guess I should take this too. I did look at the bottom of the decks and it seems like these are letting us know that it really is all about the money and the legacy with this 10 of Pentacles upright. So this is not a decision that's taken lightly because they're trying to think about what is best for the Marvel Universe, not just for Black Panther. So this idea of legacy is like thinking bigger picture long term. If we do pivot and start to include this new character, how's that going to set up for the potential next few series or branched off series from the original? Because since it's been so successful, I imagine they want to take some of those characters and maybe build that out further. So they are thinking about the money, thinking about the legacy, heavy on the money and the legacy, because then we also got these cards here. So now this 8 of Pentacles in reverse indicates someone is being somewhat of a perfectionist, because this is an artisan, someone that's very dedicated to the details of their craft. So this idea of someone being very careful about not shifting the existing structure or story too much, being conservative and being very particular about the details is indeed part of what may be setting up these blockages. While there's a desire for growth, there's also a hesitance to do too much. But ultimately, the growth of this world, the Marvel world, the Black Panther world is the priority. And if you keep it the same, then it cannot really grow that much. So there is someone that wants to be very intentional about the details, about who they branch off with, why they're doing it, and it may be working against them. That may be slowing things down. But then we see the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, indicating a need to reevaluate one's plans because it is indeed not bearing the fruit that one expected. It's not bearing the rewards that one expected to see by a certain point, because this is also giving this energy of impatience. So the impatience of not wanting to wait too long to be so super perfect will lead them to make this decision that is allowing the universe, the Marvel or Black Panther universe, to grow and to get that money. Let's put the perfectionism and the creative visionary dream aside, because when you're so close to the details, sometimes you get lost in the, what do you call it? Lower level. You got to look at the bigger picture, the higher level. Then we had, I think the next three cards were, sorry guys, it's really hot in here. Whew. It's getting me distracted. Okay. Then the next three cards that we have, is it all visible? Hold on. Okay. Oh, you guys, I'm so glad you guys are active in the chat tonight. So Cherie Red said Denzel Washington will be in the next Black Panther and possibly Delroy Lindo. Really? Wow. I love that Ryan Coogler continues to work with his people. Like once he sees that you were a great fit in one project, he'll continue to write you into another. That's really great, especially for the Black and brown people in that industry that indeed need more opportunity. So he is continuing to create for his people, which is lovely. That loyalty is, you know, blessed to have in this economy, especially in such a volatile business like the entertainment business traditionally has. Cherie also said, Ryan, Denzel, and Lindo spoke on this. I cannot wait. Wow. I'll be so happy to see Denzel in a Ryan Coogler project because it's so current. We haven't seen Denzel like be, you know, prime time Denzel since his heyday in like, you know, 90s, early 2000s. So it'll be great to see him in more fresh and current projects like all the Coogler stuff. Now, these last three cards, we have here the Six of Pentacles, which is about something about a give and take, some imbalance. So there may be, once again, some concern about the money, the finances. Do we have to pay this person too much? Or is this idea, this side story, or this, what is it called when they go off into another, they take one character and they make that a whole new thing. Whatever the creative vision is, it may be too expensive, so that could be also contributing to these hesitations and like, we don't know if we want to do the Damson thing because it may be too costly. We may want to stick to the way we have it now because we're not sure we want to commit to that many more chapters of the Black Panther. So the money is a huge consideration in making this decision about bringing Damson on. And then the last two cards I saw here, King of Swords, which is truth, honesty, someone that is disciplined and articulate and is going to do the right thing or be a fair and just authority. This is also an air sign though, as we saw in the previous reading for Michael B. Jordan. So maybe he indeed is very influential in the final decision. And we see the Wheel of Fortune, which is good luck, good fortune, good karma. This is fate and destiny. So as we saw some sort of indication of fate and destiny earlier on in the reading for Damson Idris, it seems like maybe not now, but eventually, especially after this healing and recovery period, eventually it does seem that Damson will be brought into that world, that Black Panther Marvel Universe world, some way, somehow, if not directly as the Black Panther, as some side character or something. They do like him. The cards indicate they like him. They see financial potential, but they're not sure if they're ready to commit. So we will see what happens. There is some uncertainty, and we'll revisit, maybe pulling a few more cards for this question once we start hearing more updates from the industry. What else did we see here? Yeah, they're not ready to make the decision yet. And they're definitely not ready to talk about it with this Page of Swords. Okay. Let me pull a few cards out for Maze about the kiss that we saw between Lori Harvey and Damson Idris. Most of our eyes feel that it looks a bit staged, but let's see what the cards say. Actually, let me switch decks. Just have a little fun, just to get some fresh energy in here. Hello, yes, thank you for joining me. Yes, I am live. Sometimes people think that these are like pre-recorded, and I'm like, nope, I'm here. I can see you. Ote, why are you saying OMG? Oh my God. Yes, I'm here. I'm live. Trying to make sure that I'm decent, polished, clean, glamorous. All right, let's see what the cards have to say about that kiss between Lori Harvey and Damson Idris on the balcony of L'Avenue. Spirit, what are the intentions behind that kiss between Lori Harvey and Damson Idris in the window of the L'Avenue Paris? Let's get a few cards out. Was that staged, or were they really having a dramatic argument? Let's get a few cards out for Lori Harvey and Damson Idris. And as a reminder, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. So the first card that comes out is the Nine of Pentacles, which indicates someone that's enjoying luxury, someone that loves their independence, someone that is very confident. And this is very much aligned with the energy of Miss Lori Harvey, who is a Capricorn. That is an earth sign. And the Suite of Pentacles is also an earth. What do you call it? Is the earth element. Yeah. Wait, what's the, sorry, because I see so many, I have like 3 chats open, so I get distracted. Let's see. Big as hell if they did this. The fact that Lori wanted to do this just shows you who broke up with who. People in the comments were saying, oh, Lori really likes him because she never doubles back for a guy. She came back for seconds with him. So it's a sign that she really loves the luxury of being with this actor that's got some buzz with his projects. And he is a young Black British actor, so that has some sort of edge and exoticism. And, you know, you get to bounce around Europe with someone that's like from over there. So it seems like this is maybe confirming that Lori Harvey indeed enjoys putting on to gain more attention, because more attention means more lucrative opportunities, and aligning yourself with this guy that has this much exposure, it puts you in alignment for more luxury, more finances. So there is some idea of being able to enjoy the look, the profile of this guy, and also enjoying this kind of, what do you call it, like a hot and cold, like, I'm good on my own, I'm a strong, independent, powerful gal, I got my own, but also I can get more by like playing it up with this guy. I think they really like each other, but this is starting off like somewhat saying that indeed Lori sees some advantages there. Oh, look at that. Very nice. 4 of Wands upright. So this indicates some sort of stability and celebrations with someone's personal life, maybe even moving in together. This could be some sort of engagement, marriage. This could be graduations, baby showers, celebrations with your true day ones and your closest people. Excuse me. Gee, it's so hot and dry up in here. I don't even have the heat on tonight. Just trying to hydrate so I don't keep choking on my words here. Okay, let me run that back. So as I was saying, this indicates stability and celebrations. So maybe this is saying that indeed they are just happy. Idris and Lori Harvey are just happy and enjoying each other's company, each other's time, each other's profiles, because this is a high profile relationship. So they are enjoying putting that on display for everyone because it's lucrative for them. It's beneficial for them, even if they don't rush down the aisle as yet. Maybe they are growing closer and they're just trying to be mindful of the coins along the way. Like, let's make sure that we ham it up for the cameras while we're building our relationship. So there's some authenticity here, but there also is keeping your mind on the money a little bit. Ooh, Queen of Wands in reverse. Selfishness. Someone that's very aggressive. Someone that is maybe even a little insecure. That's odd. Lori Harvey seems so confident, and this Nine of Pentacles at the beginning of the reading indicated confidence. But this is the first time we're getting this idea of jealousy and cattiness. See, the Queen of Wands has this cat here. So maybe there indeed was this, what do you call it, a spat between lovers, where it's like, I want more of your attention. I want to be building and growing towards commitment. And I'm jealous that you have all these other priorities. Since we're seeing this Queen of Wands, this is a fiery energy, which we definitely saw some version of that in that clip of them in that window, where it seemed like they're going back and forth. It's very dramatic. Then she leans in for this kiss and it's very passionate. So there's passion, but it may be because someone is trying to gain the attention of their lover. They're trying to be a priority, while this person, which now it's starting to feel like this may be the energy of Idris, who is enjoying his independence, who enjoys all his opportunities to enjoy his cake and have it too, so to speak. So he can enjoy this relationship with Lori and at the same time grow his business, grow his career, and gee, I don't want to say entertain other options, but it seems like the conflict is someone wants commitment and seriousness and is jealous that they're not getting that because the person they want it from is focused on not committing, focused on themselves. So let's get a few more cards out here. Four of Swords, restlessness. So this is indicating that indeed there is a desire to get more serious. So now that we're seeing these cards laid out, it feels like indeed they were perhaps having a legit argument in that window. Lori was holding a glass of some Jesus juice or something. So perhaps indeed there was a, oh wait, someone's in the questions. Shine, be real. Wouldn't you want to be hand in hand with a winner or sitting in the back with a guy whose film was nominated for sound? Wait, whose film was nominated for sound, Cherie? Damson has more money than Michael? Hell no. No, I don't think this was saying that Damson has more money. I thought this was just about, originally when this first came out, I thought it was Lori enjoying the luxuriousness of being with Damson, because it seems like Damson is more clouded and more beloved over there across the pond in the UK and the Europe. So it felt like she was initially kind of leaning into that. But now that we see it in the context of the rest of these cards, it's feeling like this is actually the energy of Damson himself that is enjoying his independence and being able to have his cake and eat it too. Wait a second, where did you be? Wait, okay. Damson's film F1 was nominated for sound? Phrase that again. I'm going to circle back and read that again because I'm not, I guess because I don't know the references. I didn't know his film was nominated for sound. So clarify that and I will come back to reread your comment. But so far, it looks like this idea of restlessness in the Four of Swords is giving the foundation that there is some truth to the visual that we saw of them maybe having a bit of a lover's quarrel, like an argument in that window, where the way that she leaned into him passionately, it did seem like a desire to be convincing. And you want to be convincing with someone that you want to grow with them in commitment and get closer with, especially if you're feeling jealous that they have other priorities. So this is enough for me to say that while it looked staged, that kiss in the window may indeed represent some conflicts that they are having in their relationship. But I'll pull just a few more out to see what it's saying. Ooh, manipulation. Ooh, lack of passion. Oh no. Oh no. Indifference, dissatisfaction. Oh no. So basically, with this Ace of Wands in reverse, this is giving the energy of rejection and someone losing the passion, lack of passion, which is never good in a relationship, especially if someone expects for the passion to be so great that you're growing towards marriage and stability and commitment. Then we have someone that's very manipulative and uses all of their resources in order to manipulate, in order to get their way. So Damson maybe knows that he has a lot of advantage with Lori because she wants that lifestyle. She likes him. She wants to get serious with him, which, how ironic, because word on the curb was that when Michael B. Jordan was trying to settle down with her and propose a more serious commitment, she was like, well, I want to explore my options. So now she's found the guy that she wants to actually settle down with and be more serious based off of these cards. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, no facts, no truth, just tarot. But based on these cards, it seems like now the tables have turned. Now Lori is the one in the position that Michael B. Jordan once found himself in with her. And now there is a lot of disinterest and dissatisfaction based off of this Four of Cups, which is a really bad card to see in a relationship. So this is saying that Damson may not be sure about Lori long term, or he's just not even trying to think about locking anything down when he has it so good in his life right now with his job opportunities, with being independent and being able to have one foot in, one foot out. So he's really not trying to hear that. And that is a legitimate conflict that they have, even if it looked dramatic in the window. This is indicating that this idea of being indecisive about the relationship because each side wants something different is legitimate. So the last card we have here is Hangman in reverse. And this indicates that there is a need to surrender or sacrifice. Yikes, sacrificing in a relationship usually indicates that someone's going to have to give more than the other. This is an imbalance. And in order for you to stay in this relationship, you're going to have to not get what you want. So to my surprise, these cards are kind of indicating that, yes, they indeed do have a legitimate conflict or argument amongst them because they both want to go in different directions in this relationship. Damson is very happy with the way he has it right now because he can have his cake and eat it too. But Lori wants commitment and Damson is not trying to hear that right now. So this Four of Cups, this contemplation, this hesitation, this thinking, I might be able to do without it, means that Lori will be compromising on what she really wants. But ultimately, things are going to fizzle out with this Ace of Wands, which I'm not surprised about because in the reading that I did on them before, it did indicate that eventually they would not end up together. So good for them for enjoying the part 2 of their relationship, but I don't know. It's not looking good. I don't remember them being this visual the first time around in their relationship, were they? I mean, they definitely look great together, but this whole like hot makeout in the window, I don't remember seeing that. Actually, wait a minute. Ooh, oh no. Yeah, someone's going to be single soon. There's a lot of uncertainty. And did I look at Emperor? So the business comes first. I should have looked at these different. It's just hard to, because my my roses and my neck, so it's hard for me to look down. Yeah, okay, so this actually, I picked up the cards too soon because I didn't get to look at these additional cards, but this is kind of confirming some of what we saw at the end of those cards there, where someone's going to be single soon based off this Hermit card in reverse, because there's a desire to maintain one's independence, as we saw in that Nine of Pentacles that was here. There is a lot of uncertainty. There is fear. There is paranoia. There are so many illusions that someone's having a hard time working through in that relationship. And since we did see that Hangman card, it did feel like that's Lori Harvey having to compromise and sacrifice on whatever she may have thought were her non-negotiables in that relationship, or whatever she preferred to have in the trajectory of their relationship. There is a priority of one's career with this Emperor card. The business comes first, and I'm the boss, and we're going to do things my way. There is a father figure as well, or father figure energy. So this may be why Lori likes Damson. There is this energy of stability that she feels from him that is very familiar to her and similar to what she would feel from a father figure. And then we have this Six of Swords, which is why she can't let him go. So the Six of Swords in reverse indicates that while you may be in a situation that is toxic, chaotic, and traumatic, you are having a hard time stepping away from that. And since it comes after this Emperor card, it may be just as I said. She's addicted to this feeling of stability and familiarity that she feels from Damson, especially since she circled back with him, since she went for part 2. So I would say that in general, wait, sorry, the comments are flying. This is known around in LA to move a single. Oh, is he? Maze Ramsey is saying that Damson is known around in LA to move as single. Yikes. Okay, his film was Oscar nominated for sound only, no nominations for acting. So I wonder if Damson will take her to the Oscars. That's a good question. Is Damson... Oh yeah, because you said he's nominated for the sound. So yeah, Ooh, that'll be juicy, right? If Damson brings Lori to the Oscars, because I remember the beautiful pictures of Michael B. Jordan and Lori at the Oscars several years ago. So it won't be her first time, but she will be running it back with someone new that may eventually be on the Black Panther movie or in that Marvel universe with MBJ. So either way, they will be crossing paths in the future, since the two guys are in the same industry. So no surprise there. But there is trouble in paradise based off of these last few cards that we got. So in conclusion, this was a more in-depth reading than I had planned, because it was telling us a bit more about what's going on behind the scenes between two of them. It's somewhat of an updated reading of the original relationship reading I did on both of them, saying that they're ultimately not going to last because one of them is addicted or hooked into the other, while the other wants to be free, single, move like a bachelor, and not be committed. So wish them luck. They look great together. May they enjoy the good and move on from the bad quickly. All right, so let's see what else we're going to be reading on tonight. Let me just take a quick look at my chat. Hello, hi, yes, welcome. Yes, I am live. I can see you. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate you. Let me see. Making sure I can see all the messages. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm caught up there. Okay, so next and last reading that I have set up for tonight. Ooh. Kimora Lee Simmons. So, Kimora. She is a fabulous... Is she still a model? I guess we can still call her a model. But she is the queen of fabulosity, Kimora Lee Simmons, who was known for being a supermodel in the 90s that eventually married this guy here, Russell Simmons, which is how she got the Simmons last name, but it looks like she wants to now drop that, which I don't know what took her so long, because 2 marriages later, you would think that she would have dropped it already. But Kimora Lee is finding herself in a lot of drama, a lot of legal conflicts. Let's get some quick stats on Kimora here. Kimora Lee is 50 years old. She is a Taurus. Let me see. Wait a second. It's lagging on my side. Where's the info? Yes. Kimora Lee Simmons is a Taurus. She's 50 years old, and she is known for the very successful women's urban wear brand Baby Phat under her previous husband, Russell Simmons' Fat Farm umbrella. And she also had this reality show, Kimora Life in the Fab Lane, back when her kids were young. Now she has a big gaggle of kids, and they are reprising that show. I think now it's called Life Back in the Fab Lane, which she recently has been promoting. And also she came up in some of the conversation that's been had recently around Tyra Banks and her whole America's Next Top Model thing, which is a whole other story. But Kimora Lee was very close with some of the big models of that day, that 90s, early 2000s heyday of the supermodel era. And she is now in some really tricky legal issues with this guy that she married. Let's see, what's his name? Tim Leisner. So she married Tim, and she had this cute baby with him named Wolf. And it turns out that he's some super scammer. He's some con man that was working at Goldman Sachs Singapore. And apparently there was some big embezzlement scam where the law has basically now ran down on him. And Kimora is experiencing some of the blowback of that, as well as experiencing some legal issue with her first husband. By the way, Kimora had a second husband with actor Jaimin Hunsu. I believe there we go. This is Jaimin Hunsu. So first husband, Russell. Second husband, Jaimin, which she shares the very cute Kenzo, her first son, with him. And then baby Wolf with the scammer, Tim Leisner, super con man. So let's see what the cards have to say, since these legal issues for Kimora are starting to bubble up. Let me actually just read a couple of blurbs from here, because they started some court cases at the beginning of this year, and they have more court dates coming up later this year. Yeah, there's one for the mansion dispute, because the place that Kimora Lee and her kids currently live and filmed her recent reality show was purchased with some of that embezzled money from her ex-husband Tim. And then there's some claim that her first husband, Russell Simmons, is trying to dispute with her. So yeah, let's see what wait, is that here? Yeah. And there is a trial regarding the Russell Simmons stock dispute, which was scheduled to start this year as well. So let's see what the cards have to say. Gee, it's kind of wacky. There we go. So let's see what the cards have to say about what's to come for Kimora Lee Simmons. Or it should just be Kimora Lee now, because with all that drama from the husbands, like, you do not want to be attached to those names. Let's see what the cards have to say about Kimora Lee, Spirit. What is to come for Kimora Lee? Because with all of these heavy legal issues, and let's not forget that her first husband, Russell, met her and married her at a very concerning age. Kimora was allegedly 16 around the time that they met, and they were married by the time she was 17, 18. They went on to have 2 kids, and then she had other husbands, which I just showed you pictures of in the intro. But Russell is now exiled himself to Bali to avoid some charges of SA, sexual harassment or sexual assault, that came up for him a few years ago. And there is, I don't know the correct language, but like basically Bali is a region where you cannot be held accountable for some international crimes. There's a word for it that escapes me right now. But basically, that's where he's been doing yoga for the past few years. And he tried to clap back at Kim. Hold on, let me just gather myself. Put on all this, like, fluff and girly stuff, but it's like, I'm really hot tonight. Unusually hot. It's usually very cold in here. Okay. So Russell Simmons has a lot of his own legal issues and own questionable behaviors to answer for, but because he's over in Bali where the law can't reach him, he is filing this case against Kimora, alleging some issue with his stocks because I guess money is running low. And he tried to get public with Kimora on the internet and say something where Kimora clapped back and basically said, worry about your cases. Why are you getting at me from Bali? Let's look at that. So Russell has been very quiet since, but I guess his case is going to move forward in court where it should have stayed all along. But he wanted to get spicy because I guess she was starting to get some traction for her new reality show where she did like a podcast or some sort of interview where she was asked about the fathers of her children, and she basically said that they're not very they're not present, they don't really support, that she's doing it all herself. To me, it didn't seem like she was complaining, she was just stating facts. But Russell took issue with that, which is why he piped up and said something. And it came back to bite him because you don't try to get active with the tourists and think that they're not about to come and bulldoze you back. So that was a funny moment on the internet streets. I think that happened like a month or so ago. But anyway, let's see what the cards say is to come for Kimora Lee Simmons while she is saddled with some heavy legal issues because of her former husbands, ex-husbands, which each had some crazy issues. I mean, alleged PDF and super international conman embezzler. Like, what are the odds that she would end up with not one but 2 very problematic exes? What does this say about Kimora? Does this say that she puts the perceived power and resources of a man above selecting a man that indicates virtues and character and something that's more trustworthy? Or were these men just such master manipulators that it makes it easier for her to fall for someone like them? So let's see what the cards have to say about what is to come for Kimora. And this is a new deck, so I guess the cards aren't popping out the way they usually do, but let's give it one more hand shuffle, and then if not, I'll just cut the deck. Spirit, what's to come for Kimora Lee? Spirit, let's get some cards out to indicate what is to come for Kimora in these legal cases. Oh no, okay. So we start with the King of Cups, upright. So usually this indicates someone that's a really good leader, that's very compassionate, and this could indicate that a judge will take her side, that will have some compassion for the idea of this is where a woman and her kids lives. But this also immediately felt like someone that is manipulative, even though it's not in reverse. The energy I'm getting is just someone that is pretending to be good, but not really. And this is someone in a position of authority. But let's continue here. Then we get the Page of Cups. So this person is actually immature behind the scenes. And this is someone that maybe is a big daydreamer and is not anchored in reality. So, oh, Cherie Red said that she never married Jaimin. That's so strange because they, for whatever reason, continue to say that she married him. I thought she didn't marry him either, but some of the sources that I saw mentioned that Tim Lesnar was her third husband, which surprised me. So I guess we'll get down to the bottom of that. But there is a very manipulative and immature presence in Kimora Lee's life, and someone that holds authority. Let's get some more information out. There is 3 of Swords upright, indicating heartbreak, loss, some shocking mental disturbance. And since it's following these cards from the Suit of Cups, maybe she indeed had love for these men, and so they deceived her, they betrayed her. She really didn't see this coming. But as I said, there's like some master manipulator energy here. And she fell for it because she had this dream of having this perfect relationship with a guy that's very successful, and her version of success seems to be very coinsy. I heard she has quite an Hermes Birkin collection, and for my fashion ladies, you know Hermes Birkins are not cheap. I think they said that she might have up to 700 Birkins or something, which is crazy. If you know the price points of those, that's expensive. So maybe Kimora Lee, because she had started her first relationship with Russell so young, she was, I hate to use the word, but she was groomed at a young age, is what I'm starting to get from these first 2 cards. And that allowed her to repeat some of those patterns in her love life of expecting or looking for this role from a man to be this provider, this leader, this guy that fulfills a lot of her dreams and goals, but it was unrealistic. And she kept falling for it. It allowed her to be very manipulated, which was very heartbreaking for her. But I wonder if this could also be saying some sort of painful loss related to the legal issues, the legal cases that she's facing with her ex-husbands. This 5 of Wands in reverse indicates a desire to not fight. This is a lack of competition, a desire to get along and cooperate. So this may be the legal strategy of Kimora to not allow these cases to even get as far as trial. They may be negotiating settlements at this time. There may be loopholes that she will be trying to take advantage of so that she can keep her house or keep the stock or whatever it is that they're disputing that she has. She's going to definitely use the kids, play up the fact that she has these kids to take care of. She is their provider, and these cards are taking many different definitions in this reading thus far in terms of what other people, what these other men meant to her, but also what she is to her kids. Because whenever we see the page, that is something to do with a youthful figure or someone that is very young, immature, or green and inexperienced. So let's get a few more cards out, because this desire to not feed into the conflict may indicate some settlements. Okay, 7 of Cups, many different choices or illusions of choices and decisions. So Kimora is, as I said, looking at her options, looking at whatever loophole she has to be able to keep her home, even if it was used with whatever embezzled money from her ex, allegedly, to keep her assets. Because if indeed there were some stocks that Russell, her first husband, is claiming he wants to now come and collect on, that may be a very important part of her income for her family and her household. Because let's see, how many kids is it? It's the 2 girls, Ming and Aoki. And then there's Kenzo, the boy with Jaimin. We know that there's Wolf, the kid, the son with the other last husband, the con man guy. And I think she also adopted some other kids. The lady's got some kids, so she's got a lot of mouths to feed. She needs her coin, and so she's going to do all that she can to try to keep whatever assets she has, because those modeling days are behind her, and seems like modeling doesn't pay what it used to back in the 90s when Kimora was a young pop-in model, really getting big bags out in Europe. So it's important for her to retain whatever she has in her financial resources. Yikes. Chariot card in reverse, indicating that this aggression may be going in the wrong direction. So someone may be out of control with their aggression. It could be that the court cases do not go as she would like. So while she's trying to avoid conflict, it seems that conflict is a necessary part of this experience for her. It's out of her control, and there's a lot of frustration that she's going to experience from these two disputes that she's dealing with these guys. But something just brought me back to this card, this idea of illusions. Things are not as they seem, or things were not as she thought. What's the comment saying? Stocks are good. Okay, Cherie Red said, I'm from MUC, older than her, and she was the talk of the town at parties with Simmons. Yes, she was. I remember her with him at the Hamptons magazine, really, really young. Yeah, that was really concerning because, I mean, if you're young watching images of someone that's young, you don't recognize what young looks like. But now we're like maybe 2 decades from when we all first knew Kimora, and we can clearly look back at those pictures of when she first met or was first dating Russell, first married him. She looks young. It's very clear that she looks significantly younger than him, and it feels really creepy to witness what that kind of age looks like, feels like, and how this grown man overlooked that and dismisses and downplayed that. And not just him, a whole industry. To normalize something like that is so bizarre now that we're all older and we can clearly see and feel what that kind of age difference is like. So indeed, it has not aged well. To summarize what Cherie read is saying, it has not aged well. Ooh, High Priestess, divine intervention, intuitive moves. So Kimora Lee is going to listen to her gut in order to guide her decisions in how to proceed with these legal disputes, because while she does not want to allow them to advance or make it as far as trial, she doesn't want it to get as conflictive as it can get. It seems to be inevitable. She's going to have to make some tough decisions and possibly let something go, or definitely be very prayerful at this time, because usually the High Priestess indicates tapping in with the higher source, be it God or whatever higher power, if she's just spiritual and not necessarily connected to organized religion. Whatever the case is, she definitely needs to look for some sort of divine intervention, divine guidance at this time in order to get through whatever trial and tribulation she's about to endure, this extension of trial and tribulations, because I'm sure she's been going through it for a while behind the scenes. This guy, this last husband, Tim Lesnar, he's been dealing with the law for quite a few years. It's only now that they're finally seeing these court dates, and so that's why it's affecting Kimora, because I think he was already convicted, and so now that's why there's an issue about the assets that he purchased with that money. And it's unfortunate because I'm sure Kimora didn't necessarily go into this knowing what kind of guy he was. As I said earlier before, it seemed like there was a lot of manipulation and deception. Ooh, yikes. Well, actually, this is a good card. 8 of Swords, but it's in reverse. So we actually are seeing someone that was in a really bad situation, someone that was trapped and feeling stuck, is actually breaking free. So this is a change in mentality, a change in approach. This is definitely perhaps some intelligence that is applied to the legal strategy or the way that Kimora is going to be communicating with her exes or whoever's involved, maybe even the judge. It seems like Kimora will be able to get out of these legal issues in a favorable way. She will be able to avoid the larger, heavier part of this conflict. It just may require some sort of sacrifice, but it seems like she will be able to retain some sort of assets, if not both, at least something, either the house or the stocks or the something. There will be some sort of exchange that will allow her to be okay. So that is a relief to see for Kimora. Interesting. Uh-oh, Four of Pentacles. Okay, so these last few cards that we see here. Ooh. Oh boy. All right, so Ace of Wands indicating some new opportunity. So this may be something that Kimora is able to take advantage of in both the legal issues as well as with her own career ambitions. So maybe this reality TV show that she's doing will help her somehow, or there's something that she will pursue, some opportunity that she will take that will help her with all of these problems. But there's someone that is trying to be very stingy with dinero, trying to hold on to the money, the coins. This is a man, a masculine, if we're being literal here with the visuals, that is being very greedy and selfish, since we're seeing the literal representation of a coin in their hands and this visual of someone that looks, I don't know if you guys could see it, see that facial expression of someone kind of happy that they can keep this resource away from Kimora in this case. So someone's definitely going to be fighting her for these resources, but she's going to have some sort of help or some, as we spoke earlier in this reading, some loophole that's going to help her break free from that attachment. So while that's good for her and bad for whoever this is, it still seems like it's going to be a struggle, a battle, something very frustrating for her to go through. Ultimately, whoever is lying, cheating, stealing will be revealed with the Seven of Swords in reverse. This revelation is perhaps something she already knows, but it will be actually proven in court. So that will perhaps be part of what sets her free or allows her to not be liable or held accountable for whatever these legal issues are trying to pursue. But there is someone that is really problematic, someone in her past, no surprise there. But this Knight of Swords indicates someone that's very impulsive, unpredictable, someone that is perhaps even violent, since we did see this idea of aggression and frustration earlier on in the reading, and this desire for someone to really fight for the money, fight for assets. So the one with the house, it does not seem like that's a personal battle, because that is from the government, I believe, that is trying to recoup that asset since it was purchased with the money from the guy, the ex-husband, who they've already found guilty. But this energy more so feels like Russell, the first husband. That's the part that's really going to get frustrating for her. So she may get out of the housing situation. She's going to keep the house or end up with a house. Even if they take that one, she's going to end up with something that's going to allow her to avoid the bigger headache of what that first lawsuit could be. But she's going to see some real troubles with Russell, but he's actually going to bite himself in the you-know-what, because his pursuit of whatever wealth, assets he's trying to get from Kimora, it's actually going to expose him and start some new cases. Energetically, that's what I'm getting, because this, again, this impulsive energy, this unpredictable energy, it feels like he doesn't see this coming. He, being Russell, doesn't realize that he's opening up a whole new can of worms that is going to be even more problematic for him. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I'm visible. Yeah. He is opening up a whole new can of worms that's actually going to be even more problematic for him. He's trying to come for what he thinks is his, but he's actually going to end up in a much worse situation. Yikes. Let me actually take a look at a few more cards. Knight of Wands? What? Oh no. Yikes. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I have to stop. What? Damn it, man. No, no. Okay, I'm going to stop here because we can go forever. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the Tim Lesnar case. It's going to go in Kimora's favor, but the Russell Simmons case is going to backfire. It's going to blow up in his face. And then he's going to be so frustrated and upset. This is a very chaotic energy when we see the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands back to back. This is literally blowing up in her first husband, Russell's face, which will result in financial hardships and loss for him with this Five of Pentacles. So he's going to lose big time, and he's going to end up on E after whatever this expose is, whatever is going to come to light now that he is engaging in these legal battles. Let me just make some room here for these final few cards. So these financial hardships that he ends up bringing upon himself also have something to do with something from his past and something to do with children. Yuck. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, the cards are saying no facts, no truth, just tarot. This is terrible. When we see a reading that has the Eight of Swords and the Six of Cups, this usually indicates child abuse. For those of you that saw my Usher reading, it was the same combination of cards that revealed itself to indicate something along those lines in Usher and Bieber's lives or pasts as well. So these are never a good sign in a reading. But this can of worms that Russell opens up for himself that allows the court system to go back in time and review something about his dirty past, which will be very frustrating and damaging for him, will actually end in a really painful loss. This is defeat. This Ten of Swords, this is a major betrayal, tremendous loss. This could even be, yes, Cherie read karma, major karma. But every time I pull this card, I don't say it because it could be kind of morbid, but this could even be someone literally passing away. So we can keep that in the back of our mind as a back burner, as an alternative. But usually this indicates a tremendous betrayal, a painful loss. Someone put all of their eggs in one basket and it is never going to get any better. And this is basically Russell's shooting himself in the foot. This is going to blow up in his face big time. His past is coming back to haunt him. There it goes. Wait a minute. Let me fix this so I could properly point at my cards in conclusion. His past is going to come back to haunt him, and he's going to end up with nothing and no one because he's going to pay for whatever he did in this past. But I get a feeling, because this is the Ten of Swords, there's got to be more people involved. This is not going to end at just Russell. This revelation about the past with inappropriately aged people in the past, with minors, this revelation, allegedly, no facts, no truth, just tarot. This revelation is going to, sorry, let me bring the revelation card. This revelation is divinely ordained. This needs to happen. So actually, while Kimora will experience some difficulty and frustration in engaging this is necessary so that there is now an opportunity for this revelation and for some justice to be served in the form of people getting their karma. And it's more than just Russell with this last card. Wow, I did not expect this reading to go so deep. Interesting. So there may be quite a few people that will experience this Five of Pentacles moment, this financial hardship, financial loss. And this could also be mental health issues and physical health. This is a challenge to one's overall being. Yep, Cherie Red said it. I'm not going to say it, but the internet streets have been talking for quite a while. The rumors and the rumblings about certain big people in the entertainment and music world being interconnected. Big people, some of which have already been held accountable in the legal system, like an R. Kelly, like a Diddy. And there are a few additional big names that are somehow interconnected in this past, that have this history, and that may be a part of this major downfall. Cherie Red said it in the chat. So for those of you that are on the stream, you know that it's not too far from what we've already been hearing and seeing a lot, not only in my readings, but in the internet streets in general. Oh, interesting. Cherie Red said, yep, those names as well. Yes, indeed. So things are brewing. And while it may be difficult for Kimora in this specific reading, it seems like this is actually going to be a much bigger domino effect that was going to lead to some other revelations, because Kimora is going to be so hurt and upset about this whole situation that she has to basically go and fight for scraps. I mean, not to say that she has scraps, but it's like she's not in her top earning years anymore. And so if someone that you once loved and trusted is now going back in time to take whatever's left of what you've managed to salvage from those painful relationships, that part of your life, at least you have a home, at least you have your resources and assets to try to feed your kids and, stay afloat. And you're trying to take that? Oh no, Kimora's not having it. So she does not want to go through this dispute, but she's actually going to get activated. She's going to get very upset and aggressive. And like I said, it's going to open up a whole can of worms, this case with Russell. So we'll keep our eyes on it and definitely do a follow-up reading down the line. I mean, there were really a lot of cards that I could have kept pulling. Oh no, wait a second. I hope she doesn't lose the house. The Four of Wands reverse indicates instability, problems in one's household, arguments, domestic disputes, moving. No, I hope she doesn't lose the house. I hope this is representing general instability, especially amongst, her previous husbands. But worth keeping that in mind, because since this Lover's card came out, it felt like it was just saying that those relationships were unstable anyway. So it's kind of like maybe it's necessary to take this out of her life so that she doesn't ever have to have this instability again. Like if she does lose the house, that may be part of the karma, but it may be good karma for her, since we did see this Lover's card upright. It may be a good decision for her long term, so that she's no longer connected to these guys. Because then we see the 10 of Pentacles upright, long-term wealth and financial stability of a family. So it seems like it's going to be very tough for Kimora, but she will end up better in the end, in the long run. So we'll leave it there and we will see what comes to pass in the future. Let's see. Cherie Red said Puffy will be released in April. No way, so soon? Wow, that is surprising, but not really, because it seemed like for what they managed to charge him with, they were not able to put that many years on him. But somehow it feels like time flew by. I thought he still had like 3 more years. Wow. Let's see. Oh, you can't wait for 50 Cent Part 2. Right, because he did recently say he's going to be doing readings on T.I. and Tiny. So we'll see how that plays out. A lot of people have been saying that they're waiting for... Hi, Chand. Thank you. Thank you for the nail, love. Since this was white and black, I just thought I'd do some black and white. Yes, so prayers for Kimora and the kids. Agree with you, Cherie Red. And may karma find everyone involved. The good karma as well as the bad karma. We will see what happens for these people in the future. So I think that's it for tonight, unless any of you on the stream have any other questions, any other readings you want me to do. Any questions you had? I just wanted to tap in briefly with you all tonight for these 3 readings because they're kind of brewing hot topics. And so it was a good time to jump on and read for them. If there's no other questions, then I will wrap up the stream. Let me make sure that I'm still visible. I sure am. Okay. Thank you, Cecilette. I appreciate all of the love. You all really love my outfit tonight. Thank you. All right. So, looks like I'm caught up on all of... Oh, wait a minute. Why can't I... Let me minimize this. Looks like I'm caught up in all of the chats. If you all don't have any additional questions for me... Let me just wrap up here. Oh no, why is my screen frozen? One more time. Let me just refresh this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed the readings tonight. There we go. Got my notes open. Okay, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, and comment. No, wait a second. Let me do that again. I want to make sure my necklace is visible. There we go. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow to be notified of when I do these streams. Of course, be in touch if you'd like a personal reading. The link is in bio. Thank you all for your likes, for your hearts, for your comments, for your support. Big hearts right back at you. As a small and new creator, it means so much. So thank you. Hearts, hearts, hearts right back. And with that, I wish you all abundance and illumination. May divine light radiate through your life. Keep shining. Thank you. Yes. Yes, darling. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are so kind. Thank you. Yes. Yes. We'll be back with more readings, more topics. I'm actually going to spend some time the rest of March catching up with the clips to upload those videos, the readings individually. For those of you that like the bite size and the quick and easy to find videos, and then I will resume with the readings. I think I covered everything that I had intended for tonight. There was, we spoke about Rihanna at the beginning of the stream. Wow. Let's see. No, I won't be doing Winnie, Harlow, and Kyle Kuzma. Someone asked about it a while ago, but it's not really... No one's really pressed to know more about them right now, so... Yes, I didn't forget about you. I will be doing... There's been a lot of interest in the soccer guys. What's their names? Ronaldo, Mbappe, Lionel Messi. I will be doing a special on them in the future. And of course, we did speak about Riri at the top of the stream. Oh, wait a second. Cherie Red wants to know, will JayZ go to jail? Okay, Cherie, I'll slip in a few cards for that here at the end. Oh, hold on. Why is this? You know what? Let me actually keep the visual here with JayZ. Okay. So I'm slipping in one more reading here before I hop off of the live stream. Cherie Red wants to know, will JayZ go to jail? Now, there's been a lot of rumblings about Mr. Sean Carter since he was mentioned in the recent release of the Epstein files. And it seems like several controversies keep on mentioning him or have something to do with him. There have been rumors of a potential downfall for Sean Carter, aka the rapper JayZ, who is married to the beautiful and beloved songstress Beyonce for a few years now. And it seems like this year it's getting a bit louder. So let's pull out a few cards to see, will JayZ go to jail? Cherie Red wants to know. Now, Cherie, I don't know if you've seen my other readings on JayZ. Definitely indicated problems in the marriage, but let's pull out just a few quick cards to add on to those previous readings. Will JayZ go to jail? Spirit, let's get a few cards out. Will JayZ go to jail? Uh-oh. Did that really fly out? Let's see. Uh-oh. Those are strong yes cards, but it felt like it didn't really pop out. So let me energize the deck. Spirit, will JayZ go to jail? For what? We don't know. But allegedly, he may have a lot of issues to face. Yikes. So the first card that popped out was the Eight of Cups, needing to move away from something of value, something that once held a lot of emotional importance in one's life. So this is indicating that JayZ may shift out of the spotlight, may shift away from whatever he's currently known for in order to get the heat off of him or to avoid some sort of conflicts or consequences. This could even mean, because of what I've seen in some of the previous readings between him and his wife Beyonce, this could even mean something to do with the relationship, moving away from something to protect Beyonce and the kids. Okay. This is the Five of Pentacles in reverse, indicating stepping away from or getting out of financial hardships and struggles, financial and health hardships and struggles. So I guess, as I just said, he's going to step away from something or sacrifice something in order to protect the financial assets and the wellness of his family. Wellness of himself, of course, as well, but the wellness of the empire, the family. Page of Cups. He's going to try something new, something different. So he's trying to really be thinking outside of the box, something. This usually, Page of Cups indicates someone that's daydreaming or fantasizing about some creative opportunity. They're very focused on whatever this is, and they are, as I said, thinking outside of the box. So JayZ is going to try to do something different, which is why he's walking away from whatever he's known for. This is supposed to help save them somehow based off of these cards. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, no facts, no truth, just tarot. Yes, he's very focused on the long-term finances and legacy of his family, the wealth, all that they've amassed. He wants to protect that at all costs. And then we have the, Five of Swords. This is conflicts and playing dirty, being very petty, trying to win at all costs. So while you may not come out clean, you may be doing what you need to do to survive, to come out on top, to outsmart your enemies or adversaries. This does not sound too far off from some of the speculation or rumors that have gone on about JayZ, aka Sean Carter, and some of his business dealings and decisions with his image. It seems like he leveraged a lot of his background in order to manipulate or gain some sort of power. It seems like he did a lot with pretending to advocate for the interests of people from the same similar backgrounds where he grew up from, like, you know, underprivileged or low income people that are struggling growing up in difficult environments and neighborhoods that are also people of color. And yet he often uses that cover, that image, that idea that he's still so related and connected to that identity, but instead makes business decisions that only favor him and his family and his empire, really. It's about something that he's trying to build and protect. So it seems like this is an extension of that character, someone that will do whatever it takes to come out on top, to do what will protect him and his at the expense of others. There will be losers. There will be people that feel that they were slighted by him, which again, these are rumors and allegations that we have heard about JayZ's business dealings for a long time. Whoa, there's cards falling out here. I don't really know which way to go. Okay, so there is strength and power. So there is an intention to persevere and power through, but also there is financial loss with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. lots of financial opportunities will be dwindling. So thus far, we're not seeing anything to indicate jail time, Cherie, but we are seeing he's going to take some L's. Something about his character will be revealed. And while finances for the family will be secure, and he's going to temporarily cover himself with this image of something new that he's going to pivot off into, he's still going to take a big hit in the finances. Something is not going to go good for him in terms of either some business dealing he's currently involved in is going to fall through, or he will not continue to get the opportunities that he seeks to grow his wealth. Yikes. Ace of Cups upright. And the reason I say yikes is because we originally asked, will he go to jail? And anytime we see the aces in a reading upright, these are strong yes cards. So while this indicates love, compassion, someone that is filled with emotion, which is completely contrasting this first card, we're able to step away from that literal meaning or that usual meaning of this card and consider this to more so indicate some sort of revelation. Because when we see the Suit of Cups and we see water, that also indicates intuition. And so intuition is close to the divine, and some sort of divine justice is being handed out when we see this Ace of Cups in this reading, in this context. After this financial loss, it seems like the universe is giving you what you deserve. Sean Carter, allegedly. No facts, no truth, just tarot. I am just reading the cards, people. Yeah, disorganization, imbalance with that Two of Cups. Oh no, financial loss. Oh no, the Tower card. Yikes. Definitely a downfall. Oh no, and oh my goodness. Let me just read these cards one by one. Okay, so it looks like his luck is running out. Let's see. Yeah, and he's going to try to go overseas. Wow, okay. So these are the last cards that I'll accept in this reading. So let me put all this aside so I don't get confused. Actually, let me just take one more look. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, his luck is running out with this Wheel of Fortune card in reverse. So first we see the Nine of Pentacles reversed, indicating that this is a financial failure. Someone mismanaged their resources, their finances, their assets, their opportunities. There may have been overspending. This could be someone that is a workaholic, that has an imbalance in their work life and their other priorities, and it's blowing up in their face. So this is continuing with this idea of financial failures or financial loss, some sort of bad investment that contributes to someone being in a worse off position, being in a financial hardship, or possibly even physical, like physical health, mental health, some sort of struggle and hardship. Lots of loss, lots of financial loss. We're seeing sorry, let me just put this here. Ooh, that's a good one, Cherie. The NFL might drop him because this also could, this could be like a ball. So maybe the NFL would drop him, and that would be some divine justice from the universe. Hold on, my sleeves are knocking stuff over. So yeah, he's going to experience a total collapse of all that he has built with this Tower card, which it's not far off from what I have seen in my other readings. This Tower card upright indicates that it will crumble. This is disaster. This is calamity. This is the threat to this long-term wealth and legacy. So the family might be able to get out of this, but eventually all of these dirty dealings, this getting your hands dirty, playing dirty, doing people dirty, it's going to catch up with JayZ, unfortunately, and it's going to hit him where it hurts, which is the finances and the power and the stability that he has felt or accrued in all of his years in developing these positions. So while this might work temporarily, this potential rebrand or moving on from something, it might work temporarily to create some distance between himself and his wife's assets so that the kids could be okay. He's definitely going to experience what we've seen in a lot of the other readings they've done on him, some sort of downfall, a big crumbling of all that he's built, because there is bad luck in the air. This is something that he cannot manage any further. Eventually it's going to be too much for him to bear, because this is a heavy burden for him to try to maneuver and navigate. Although he seems like a very smart man, at some point this karma, this universal decision, this decision from the universe, I should say, is going to catch up with him with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which I will get to after these cards. Because, well, actually, I think it's good to put it, how did it come out? I think it was like this. It makes more sense. So it's like, because it's going to get really hot and crazy for him in terms of all of the legal issues that are going to start dropping on JayZ's name, on Sean Carter's name. It's going to get really crazy for him, and he's going to just want to leave the country, because the Three of Wands indicates international ambitions, like overseas commerce. But in the context of this reading, he's going to be looking to go overseas, new horizons with these business and creative ventures, but also literally relocating. In some of the past readings I've done on JayZ and Beyonce, there was always the Four of Wands, usually in reverse, indicating some sort of instability in the home and personal life, but also moving, relocation. So I believe this card also came up in the last reading I did on them, indicating setting their eyes, or his eyes, JayZ may be setting his eyes on some relocation abroad, outside of the United States. And this Judgment card in reverse indicates that he will not level up. Both of these cards together, the Judgment card in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, indicate heavy karma, that you will not reach your ultimate goals with this Judgment card in reverse, because the universe, destiny, and fate will not allow it. This is usually a temporary spell of bad luck, but because it comes after the Judgment card, it seems like a last call. Like, once this thing starts crumbling for JayZ, it's going to continue in that direction. This is not temporary in this context. So it will end bad for him, but in this country, people are innocent until proven guilty. So we don't know exactly what it is that is going to take him down, expose him, what exactly he has done, other than this general idea of playing dirty, doing people dirty, and prioritizing his own wealth and power. So something to do with that will eventually be revealed, and the universe will have the last say. It seems like the last say will be negative for him, and it's something that he cannot hold off, even with the rebrand, even with the relocation. But to answer the original question, Cherie, it does not look like he will go to jail, but he will just lose all that he's built, all that he has worked for. I wonder if that includes his relationship. We didn't see any feminines in here. We kind of saw the Strength card. So Beyonce's going to be trying to keep up a brave face. But it seems like the whole family is going to be affected by the decisions that he's made. So we will see what happens. Time will tell. Thanks for being on the stream with me, Cherie. It's nice having your comments and your input. Hope that was entertaining for all of you. I'm just taking one last look at the chats. Hi, sweet butter baby. Nice to see ya. I just did a bunch of readings tonight. I did Michael B. Jordan. I did Damson Idris. I did Kimora Lee Simmons. And then we just did a JayZ reading. I was just about to hop off. Nice to see ya. Hope you're gonna have a great week. Thank you, Chand. I'm getting lots of love for the nails tonight. Thank you. A little love for the sleeves too, please. I just love the femininity of it, you know? It's really cute and girly. I love to have fun with this. Oh, that's a good one. Yes. Let me do a few cards for Sweet Butter Baby's request. She said, could you please read if Sinners will win Best Picture? That is a good one. That is very relevant to tonight's readings. Glad you caught me before I hopped off the live. So let's pull a few cards for that. Thank you, Cherie. Thank you. Ooh, okay. Let's pull a few cards out. So Sweet Butter Baby wants to know, will Sinners win Best Picture? And will Wunmi Mosaka win Best Supporting Actress for Sinners? Let's see what the cards have to say, Spirit. Will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars? Will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out. Oh, wait a second. Will they win Best Picture? Oh. So we got the... I don't know if I should accept these because it's like a lot of cards in one. Let's see. Okay, so we got the Four of Swords upright, indicating rest and recovery after a difficult period, a difficult time. This is feeling like a no, but then we also have the King of Wands upright. So whoever is in power is very passionate about whatever decision they do take. And this Three of Swords in reverse indicates healing and recovery after some devastation, after some loss, after some painful disappointment. So let me pull a few more cards here to see. Yeah, it's looking like a no, but I wonder... Yeah, I don't know, because I felt like I didn't complete my shuffle. Divine Intervention. You know what? Let me see what another deck says. I kind of want to refresh the energy just to get like a fresh pull, because I'm feeling uncertain about these. These cards indicated a no, but let me just double check with this deck on if Sinners... Oh, wait a second. Let's get another deck to see, will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out to see, will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars? Will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out to see, will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars? No, too many came out. Wait a second. No way, not again. So we're getting the Four of Swords again, but this time it's in reverse. So this is about restlessness, wanting to get out of a period of stagnation. So it's like someone wants it. And since it's a card from the Suit of Swords, there's a lot of thought behind this decision, but it's still feeling like a no. I feel like too many cards popped out. So again, I'm going to continue to shuffle. Oh my, we're seeing the High Priestess. And in the previous, we saw the Hierophant. Divine Intervention. Ugh, heartbreak. Yeah, let me finish this shuffle before I make a final pull for this question. Will Sinners win Best Picture? Okay. Will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars, Spirit? Will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars? Let's get a few cards out to see. Will Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars? Will the movie Sinners win Best Picture at the Oscars, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out. Ooh, no. Six of Wands in reverse. So this indicates that there is a failure. So instead of victory, success, and triumph, there is a loss here. There is a fall from grace. So we could interpret this to mean that they will not get the recognition that they seek or that they deserve. They will not get that reward, that moment of celebration, the ensemble cast. Oh, Page of Wands. Wait a minute. but there will be other people that will win. So maybe, Sweet Butter Baby, this might be pointing to your other question about the actress winning for Best Supporting Actress from the Sinners role. So they may not win Best Picture, but someone young will win from that cast. Either Michael B. Jordan or maybe someone else. Let's see what else this deck is saying. Oh, completion. But it's favorable. So this is accomplishments, coming to an end of something in a very favorable way. This is closure. This is completion. And as I said before, some accomplishment. So someone will win something. I assume that there's a lot of nominations for this Sinners film, not just Best Picture and Michael B. Jordan, but maybe Ryan Coogler might be up for something. I didn't check all of the nominees. Someone will get awarded something from that movie at the Oscars, but it's looking like maybe not the Best Picture. Let me continue to pull a few more cards though. Ooh, indecision. A hard decision to make with this Two of Swords. So it's close. Like, similar to what we saw in the Michael B. Jordan reading, it feels like it could go either way. There's a hesitation, maybe because there's a feeling that maybe it's too young, it's too early. The industry probably prefers to give it to someone that they have more relationship with, because Ryan Coogler and his cast are relatively newer in the industry. I mean, Delroy has a lot of history in the industry, but you know, the Black actors and Black Hollywood doesn't get as much recognition in these spaces as some of the other actors that have gotten more opportunities over the years, and therefore they have more relationships with the people up top that make those decisions. So there's so much indecision. Let me see. Cherie said, industry heads hate that Ryan made the movie deal. Yeah. The fact that he's actually done so well with this, that it's only given him more opportunities, and the trickle down of that means the people that he works with get more opportunities. So it's only been a positive for the Black actors, the people of color that work with Ryan Coogler. So it's continuing to expand. And for them to see this getting so many nominations, it's like it was inevitable. Like they couldn't even suppress the success of this project. And they're recognizing it, at least as far as nominations, but it remains to be seen how far they get with the actual wins. Seems like there will be something or someone that will win from that Sinners movie, and something to do with a younger presence. So from those 16 nominations that Cherie mentioned, seems like we'll definitely see something, and you know, the recognition, the accomplishment will feel somewhat fulfilling since we saw that world card. Let me see what else we're seeing in the cards here. Ooh, yeah, there's manipulation though. Things or someone can't be trusted. There's manipulation, there's deceit, there is untruths and jealousy, insecurity. What's the other word that I usually see on the Knight of Cups in reverse? I know it's dishonesty, but it's someone that's untrustworthy. You can't take this at face value. So it seems like whatever decision they make, it's going to be based in this deception. Like maybe behind the scenes, they're thinking they're going to get the win in one category, but it's kind of like there's a finesse because they prefer to go in another direction. There may be some gatekeeping or some bias. We're seeing some unfairness here in these last couple cards. We're seeing the... Hello, Vladimir. I'm finishing some celebrity readings. If you'd like a personal reading, I would love to read for you. There is a link in bio, and feel free to join me for my future live streams where I read questions right on the stream. Thank you for your interest. This reading that I'm doing right now, Vladimir, is about the Oscars. We're looking to see if the Sinners movie will get Best Picture or what else the cards can tell us. But feel free to rewind and see some of the other readings that I did tonight on some other Oscar contenders. Michael B. Jordan in particular, as well as Damson Idris and Kimora Lee Simmons, who she's got a whole bunch of other drama going on. So enjoy those readings. So now here we have the Seven of Cups, which is repeating this idea of bad decisions. Since we did see indecision here in the Two of Swords, then we're seeing manipulation and deceitfulness, something that can't be trusted. So bad decisions or wrong decisions is kind of reinforcing this idea that the public is not going to be happy with whoever is awarded Best Picture. Let's see, what's the comment saying? Most nominations ever for Sinners. Oh, that's awesome. Coogler owns the rights to the film. That's right. In a few years, first time ever. Wow. Industry heads hate that Ryan made the movie deal. Right. Okay, let's get some final cards out here. Yeah, damn. The business, the industry will ultimately win with this Emperor card. So it feels like keeping things the same, keeping the structure and the routine that the industry is accustomed to will overpower whatever desire to give it to someone new and young, while some other awards may be given to people that participated in the film. It seems like Best Picture may not be it. Yeah, let's see. We got the Fool card here. We got the Knight of Wands. There is a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of young new energy. So it seems like, as I said earlier, there is a conflict, some indecision between the gatekeepers that want to preserve the way things are, the way things have been, the way they want it to continue to be, and those that have a desire for a fresh start, for something new, for something different, for something that will excite the fans, the followers, reinvigorate the entertainment industry, and give people hope that they can actually think that the Oscars are awarding things fairly. But it seems like there's a lot of indecision or conflict in making that decision based off of these last cards. So I guess I will leave it there. Fighting to stay up top and King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I'll leave it there. So I would loosely take this to mean, from these cards and the ones that we saw before, it looks like Sinners may not get Best Picture, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they actually win and surprise us, because this World card kind of threw me off. It feels like, okay, at the end we get this big celebration of our accomplishment, and they want someone different to come and shake things up, but the gatekeepers definitely do not want that. So they will ultimately have the final say, right? Let's see what the future holds. I can't believe it's just 1 week away. My goodness. This year's flying. Feels like just last week was January. Now we're knocking on April, it feels like. Because even though we just started March, like next week is already middle of March. Sheesh. All right, guys, so let's wrap it up. Sweet Butter Baby, you're welcome. Thank you, darling. Thanks for popping in. So I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the stream. I appreciate you all. It's always better when we're together. Yes, good luck to them. I at least feel like we're going to enjoy whatever they do win, because it's better than nothing, and we know that that is probably what the true gatekeepers would want, is to give the film nothing, because it's just showing the success of Ryan Coogler and what positivity can be brought to those marginalized pockets of the industry when given the opportunity. So it's like giving more reason for them to get opportunities, and showing that it's not for lack of talent, it's not for lack of inability, it's just this rigidity, this structure that the industry is trying to gatekeep, that has been not allowing this kind of greatness to advance. And now that they've gotten the chance, they're like powering through. So good for them. Okay, so let's wrap it up, my friends. It was so nice having you all on the stream. I popped in last minute tonight and I didn't think I would see any of you because it's a late last minute stream, and yet here you are. So made it that much better. I'm going to do my closer again for those of you that just joined. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow to be notified of when I do these streams. Of course, be in touch if you would like a personal reading. The link is in bio. Thank you for all your likes, for your hearts, for your comments, for your support. Big hearts right back at you. As a small and new creator, it means so much. So thank you. Hearts, hearts, hearts right back. And with that, I wish you all abundance and illumination. May divine light radiate through your life. Keep shining. Thank you. Thank you, darling. One last flash of the nail game since you guys love these. Take care. Thank you. Bye.